Hello beautiful friends, it's Rachel Archelaus. I am dressed as Intimate Alien because I just filmed with her, and I wanted to talk today about the effects of having different multidimensional energies within you and how it can change your personality and how our personalities are formed by the different energies that we are embodying. You don't have to be a group being for this to be true for you. Most of the people on Earth right now have energy from different places within them. And I would say all the people watching my videos have energies from different places within them. I just want to talk about my personality and how it's changed because of embodying Intimate Alien as much as I do these days. And also the story of my name, because that comes from part of me as well. As you know, in the last video, I realized my ET connection went back to before I was even born, but I didn't know that for most of my life. I learned that really around like 27-ish. I'll be 37 this year. It's been a very conscious relationship. So I've had a lot of memories come back about my time on ships as a kid and growing up talking to my hybrid brother Matt and just communicating with all the different species that I do, the Zetas mostly and Pleiadians, and also different multidimensional energies like angels. So those are the three groups that I talk to most often, but it's definitely not it. Those are just the three that mostly make me up and therefore are present in my life. But I've talked to so many different kinds of aliens and all kinds of multidimensional energies that look all kinds of ways and have bodies and don't have bodies. But just for me, my personality is mostly Angelic, Pleiadian, and Zeta. Depending on the point in my life, I will be more one or the other. And as I talk about each one, see if you resonate with that. See if you have any of that within you. So first I'll talk about the Zeta, because that's what I was talking about in my last video, really meeting them and figuring out that they are my family. The Zeta part of me is very plain, likes bland food, and is very matter of fact and non-attached, non-judgmental, non-emotional, and just like very even-keeled. It reminds me of being a Libra. Like, you're able to see the whole story. You're able to understand things really quickly and see through any kind of politics or BS about it. And I've always had a really keen eye. I've always been able to size things up and just see it for what it is. Like, Zetas are very clear, to the point, matter of fact. And for a very long time, they were completely unemotional. They were, monotone, deadpan, no expression. And I've definitely had years of my life where that was completely me, and I was channeling a lot of Zeta energy, which some people interpret as being cold or unhuman. So it doesn't always work to my favor when I have a lot of Zeta going on. I can be judged for being harsh or cruel or, anything like that. Especially when talking about spiritual things, because if you look from the higher spiritual perspective, there is no wrong, there's no harm being done to anyone. We can't really mess anything up here because we're just kind of playing here on Earth. Our soul, our spirit never dies, can never be harmed. So they see everything like that. And therefore, if I take on a lot of that personality, I can seem really dispassionate here. But that's okay, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And then there is the angelic, and I'll talk about that next. The angelic energy that I have is really loving and warm and embracing and understanding. And I distinctly remember a lot of that energy in middle school. I was very confident and very open with my expression and my love. It felt really good. It feels really good now. Whenever I really tap into my angelic side, I just feel bigger and brighter, and my heart gets huge. So it's such a fun energy. And after I got divorced, I knew I really wanted a new last name. I didn't want my married last name, and I didn't want to go back to my childhood last name. I remember I was laying in my bed in Southbury, Connecticut, and I asked my guides for a new name, and the angels came forward. There were 3 of them in my group at the time. It varies between 3 and 5. And they said the name Archelaus, and I had never heard it before, so I went and I looked it up and I tried to spell it, It was, I didn't know how to spell it at first. It was really funny. And it felt really big. It felt like it would be a really big decision to make, to just right away embrace that. So I spent another year trying to find a different name, or just trying different names on, so that I could make sure that Archelaus was what I wanted. And I did end up going with that. So I love my last name. I couldn't imagine a different one. And it's funny, it has some secret code in there. So ARCH, arch, is a very angelic word. You know, archangel is spelled the same way. And it has the words Rachel, us in it. So Rachel, us, and then one extra A. And I am a group being. I am made up of different energies. My angelic group is a group unto themselves. And so Rachel, us, really makes sense as a name for me. So my angelic side, again, is just very big and confident and loving and understanding, and I love that side of me. It feels so good. And then my Pleiadian side is playful and flirty and bubbly and joyful and smart and just a lot of big personality. The Zeta and the Angelic, they tend to be on the more introverted side. My Pleiadian side is very extroverted. Intimate Alien, if you've ever seen a video with her, is very outgoing, very bubbly, much more so than I am naturally. Because naturally, of course, I'm a mix of all of these things. And so I'm a little bit tempered. Being Intimate Alien so often and having her more fully in my body, allowing her to, you know, make up my face and choose clothes, has had a big effect on me. For most of my life, I felt really androgynous and really fluctuated between feeling more masculine and more feminine, and that's fine with me. I really enjoy having that fluidity. And lately, I've found myself really wanting to be more feminine and be more playful with makeup. I've never really been a makeup wearer, but before Intimate Alien started to come in, I started watching all these makeup videos on YouTube, and I later learned that I was doing that really for her, so she could give me the skill that I needed to know at least something, how to do something with my body. But now, because I'm her so often, that preference of hers has grown in me. I always asserted her preferences really through dyeing my hair different colors and wearing funkier clothes, but I never really went into the makeup. And now I feel like doing a lot more on my own, which has been really fun and is still very different. It's more like Rachel putting on makeup as a blend instead of just her doing her thing. Because I really don't walk around like this every day. Even when I'm wearing makeup, it looks more normal, but it's getting weirder. It's getting more outside the lines, and that's really fun too. So I've changed. My blend has changed of who I am, most of all, what my percentages are. And it's really cool. You know, I get to experience all of these different personalities, all of these different preferences, because all of these groups unto themselves have different ways of showing up in this body. And for me to have such fluidity with that is so cool. And it's really cool to the people around me too, because they get to see so many different sides. And luckily, the people I have around me are very inclusive and loving of that. So I am really lucky that I am so conscious about all this, and you can learn how I became conscious of all this in my last video. So if you want to know anything else, I love talking about it, so just leave a comment and I will make a separate video for that. But in the meantime, guys, let me know, what do you feel? Do you feel like you have any Zeta or Pleiadian or Angelic inside of you? I would love to hear about it. So super love to you. I will talk to you very soon. Bye bye.